Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, My Money Saved. So in today's video, we're going to take a look at how to document your home buying process. So what I did when we were searching for homes and when we were looking at different properties. So the things that I document and I compare. And don't be house poor. So what is house poor? So being house poor is buying a house that's more than you can afford. So like the monthly expenses are more than what you're earning. So your income, basically all of your income goes to the house. So that's being house poor. So don't fall into that trap. Know all the expenses before you buy the house. So let's start. In Calgary, I'm looking at some of the properties. So Calgary is in Canada. So let's look at some of the properties and let's do some comparisons and find out what the monthly cost will be. So this is a template that I use to track the costs for each of the properties. So on the left is all the things that I input that I want to track for the house. And on the top here, I put all the properties. So depending on how many you look and whatever is interesting to you. So just like track them here for comparison. So I start with the price. So I have the listing here. So we can go through the listing and find out where you can find this information. So you'll see the house price, and then I want to know the square footage. So because based on the square footage, you want to know like how much the house is either overpriced or underpriced. Like how much is it per square footage kind of. So and then the land size, property taxes, and then I like to, when we were buying the house, we put down about 20%. So when you put down about 20%, I think you can, you won't be charged like extra insurance and stuff. So it's a good idea to save up at least 20% for down payment. So that's about $180,000 for the price range that I'm looking at. So, and then amortization, that's like how much the mortgage will be. And then mortgage rate, so look around, see what the interest rates are going for. So you know it's always a good idea to look at the banks and do some research and figure out what the rates are in the current market. And then payment frequency, I recommend that you have your payment frequency bi-weekly because that will reduce the interest that you pay on the house drastically. And so you'll have your bi-weekly payments. So nowadays, all the realtor, all the websites have built-in calculators and trackers. So it's really good that they provide you like an estimate of what the payments will be. So here, property one, I'm gonna put bi-weekly. So based on the 4% and 25%, 25 years amortization, the bi-weekly payments are roughly $1,500. And then the down payment, $180. And then there are some closing costs that you need to be aware of. So on top of the down payment, you need to have $1,000 for lawyer fees, title insurance, $900, home inspection, if it's a secondhand home, $500, appraisal fees. So your mortgage company, they will do like appraisals to know how much the house is worth. So that's $300. So the cash you need to close the deal is about $182,700. That's for the first property here. And so after you do pay your down payment, the mortgage you'll take from the bank is about $620,000. And so monthly mortgage, so these costs are based on monthly amounts. So monthly mortgage for the first property is $3,258. And the monthly property tax will be $424, utilities $430, property insurance $203, mortgage insurance $150, internet Wi-Fi $75. So the total you need to not be to cover the house expenses is about $4,540. So $4,540 is what is gonna come out of your bank every month. So are you ready for that? Are you ready to bear that? And that's only house related expenses. So now we have your regular expenses, which is like food, gas, car insurance, and daycare if you have kids, phone bill, and then any extra spending that you do on entertainment, clothes. So all together to live your life, buying a house is about 5,940. So almost 6,000 is what you need to buy a property in today's conditions. So in 2026, this is February 2026. So that's how much you need, almost 6 grand to buy a house, afford all the expenses that come with the house and your regular expenses. So if you're able to afford that, then only go ahead and buy the house. So we're looking at different properties here. So let's look at all the different properties and the different prices that we're getting charged here. And then on top of that, at the bottom here, I have landscaping and basement and backyard. So some houses, you know, you'll have to do all that by yourself. Like you'll have to spend extra money. Some houses don't come with a backyard. They don't come with like the front driveway, landscaping, and then basement is not done. Backyard is not done. So all that is extra on top of this. So, you know, keep that in mind when you're doing house hunting. All these things, they will cost you money. So you have to be aware of that before you make up your mind to sign that paper and get the keys. So be aware of that. Buying a house, you know, they stage it really well. They make it nice and attractive, but don't fall into the trap. Look at the numbers. Sit down if you have a spouse. Sit down and discuss like the finances, how it's going to work, how the payment setup will be, and all these expenses. Are you able to afford it? Maybe you're looking in the wrong price range. Maybe you need to come down and buy a smaller house. So that's where being house poor comes in. Like maybe you're buying too big of a house, even though that's what you want, but maybe not at this moment. Buy something that you're able to pay and cover the paycheck that you're getting. You don't want all of your pay to go to the house. You want to have some for savings, right? Like what if something happens in the house? You want to have some savings for down the road and for vacation and things like that. So you want to have some emergency fund savings and savings in general. You don't want all your money to be going to the house. So keep that in mind. So let's take a look at property 2. So yeah, here are the expenses. So price, $899,900, square footage 2370, land size 4050, property tax 3992, and then same down payments. So I'm going to keep the down payment same for all the properties, and then amortization the same mortgage rate. So the bi-weekly payments will vary, and the closing costs are the same as well for all the properties. And yeah, so here's the mortgage payment. So monthly mortgage payments will vary and your property tax will vary, but everything else should be the same. So yeah, property 2 costs about 6,300, roughly 400, 6,400. Property 3, 6,500. Property 4, 6,300. So yeah, make sure you go through these numbers and see if you're able to cover the costs. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful, and for more videos like this, please subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.